Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a while since I made a video, and I really, honestly, I've been pretty uninspired. I've been working out a lot over the last few months and hitting the gym up until this coronavirus thing happened, and so I really hadn't made time to make a video. And lately, I've had a lot of ideas, but I've just been kind of uninspired to make a video, even to do a lot of photography up until recently. I've got some project ideas that I've been slowly working on, and this past week was Polaroid week 2020, and while I don't have a Polaroid camera anymore, I posted some Polaroid images I've taken over the years, and then I finally decided to get out this instant camera that I have. It's made by Lomo. It's a Lomo instant camera. It's got a 27 millimeter lens on it. So yeah, it's got a few settings. It's pretty cool. It's got like an automatic mode, and then where it like flashes automatically. And then it's got a few different options. It's got a bulb down here, so you can shoot in long exposures if you want. It's got a thread, so you can use a cable release if you want. And then you can change the aperture right here. I think you have 1, 2, 3, 5 different options for an aperture. So yeah, it's pretty cool little camera. It also comes with a macro and a wide angle lens that you can, or wait, no, maybe it's a portrait lens that you can screw onto the front, and then a macro lens. So yeah, it's fun to play around with. I've been doing some photos with it over the last few days. Here's some I took today. Did some black and white shots. They didn't turn out all that great, but they're it's pretty fun to play around with. There's another one right there. This one came out kind of dark. Couple color shots. One came out kind of dark. So yeah, it's kind of what I've been up to. There's what a pack of film looks like for the monochrome. I'm still playing around with the black and white, trying to get that down. The color I pretty much have down, but just thought I'd jump on and ramble for a few minutes, talk about a few different things. I've been doing this photo journal lately. I picked this up from a photographer, Eric Kim. He made this, him and his wife, and when they came out with it, I just decided to pick a copy up and help support the guy, you know. It's kind of got a deal on there for like your mission statement, some of the topics on here. There they are right there. Why do I take photos? Conquer my fears. What role does social media play for me? What do I not like to shoot? Who am I? Do I need to take photos every day? Do I need to make my passion my career? What do I love about my camera? How can I cross-pollinate my interest? Obviously with photography. Do my photos interest me? Whose roles is photography adding or removing stress? Am I being complacent? What photo projects do I want to work on? Discover my inner child. I am not my photos. I haven't gotten there yet, but it probably talks about, if I had to guess, kind of detaching your emotion from your photos, maybe. I don't know. And looking at your pictures with a more critical eye. Kind of when our emotions are attached to our work, it's kind of hard to critically look at it. and critique your own work. Uh, do I feel envy, and what do I want my legacy to be? So that's the topics in this thing. Um, I encourage you to do a photo journal. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this, but uh, Ted Forbes one time he mentioned on his channel about getting like a composition book and journaling in that, printing out 4x6 prints and taping them or pasting them in there. There's all sorts of things you can do. Actually, I do keep a little book like this with me, and you know, jot down ideas, in the pages, and projects I want to work on, and uh, if I'm doing some kind of testing with lighting, I write the shot and the setting down, especially if I'm using a film camera. So yeah, I usually I keep one of these on me all the time as well. So like I said, this video is just gonna be some of my thoughts, a bunch of rambling. One video I wanted to make was recently in some photography groups, notably in a Canon photography group I'm in. I've seen the question posed quite a bit. What's the best portrait lens? And honestly, if if that question's posted and 50 photographers comment, you're gonna get likely 50 different answers and reasons why their lens of choice is the best portrait lens. And you know, there's really no one right answer. Um, Obviously, it's ideal to get a longer lens because you want that compression. But there's times where a 28 millimeter might be the best portrait lens for that situation if you're trying to do like an environmental portrait or something, a lifestyle portrait or whatever. Um, here's my thought on what the best portrait lens is if I had to pick one lens, and this is my reasoning why. It would be this one right here, the 50 millimeter f1.8, and that's what I think the best portrait lens is for me. Um, is it the sharpest? No. Is it the fastest focusing? No. Is it the best in low light? Probably not. Has it got the best bokeh? Not compared to a 1.4, 1.2. Really, what the difference between a 1.8 and a 1.4 isn't that significant. But the glass on a 1.4 is better. But this is a $150 lens, and a lot of new photographers starting out may not have the money to spend on a good portrait lens, and this 50 millimeter 1.8 can get the job done. When it comes down to running a business, no matter just any business in general, it's money earned over money spent. That's what you're looking at. Money earned versus money spent. And when you're first starting out in a photography business, you may not want to spend a lot of money. You want to may focus on making money, and um, pick up a 50 millimeter 1.8. I've had this thing for a long time, and not this exact lens, but a 50 millimeter 1.8. And I've been doing photography. I've been doing photography since '95. I started making money off photography in about 2001, and run a part-time photography business pretty seriously up until 2012. I still do it occasionally for money, but not like I was between 2001 and 2012. But I made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of 50 millimeter 1.8, and it's $150 brand new. Headshots, senior portraits, bridal portraits, family portraits, studio work, on location work. Um, you know, like I said, there's probably better lens. There is better lenses out there as far as quality goes, but overall, you know, printing 8x10 prints, 11x14 prints, 16x20 prints, 20x24 prints. You know, I haven't printed higher than that, larger than that, but your clients aren't gonna know what lens. Your clients aren't gonna tell that you took a photo with a 50 millimeter 1.8 versus 50 millimeter 1.4. I guarantee you, your clients aren't gonna your clients aren't gonna know. Um, uh, by all means, if you want a 50 millimeter 1.4, 1.2, if you want a 70 to 200 f2.8, by all means, buy it. You know, buy it. But just my opinion, you know, and I've had a 70 to 200, and man, I love that lens. That's an awesome lens. But if I had to pick one lens for portraits, it'd be this one right here, 50 millimeter 1.8, Canon or Nikon, whichever one, whatever system you shoot, or if you're like Sony, Fuji, the equivalent, you know. Um, but yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, you can have a backup to a backup to a backup, and still be in a lot less money than you would be in spending on a different lens. But yeah, like I said, this video is just me rambling some of my thoughts. It's a beautiful day out here. Um, something else I want to talk about that I did recently is I printed a couple of test books, test book and a test magazine. I recently watched a video by Dan Milner, and he actually works for Blurb, and and he was talking about, you know, doing test books whenever you're ready to print one. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going through all my portraits that I've done over the years, from when I started back in '95 all the way up until now, and I'm picking my favorite portraits that I've ever done, and I'm going to put them in a book form, either a magazine type or a hardcover book or a soft paperback type book. And so that's what I'm doing, and I wanted to do a test. So basically, here's one of them. This is an image I shot. There's the back several years ago, and I actually used this image on an advertisement for a lighting workshop that I did. But so yeah, that's the cover. The paper is like a matte type paper. This is an 8x10, by the way. This is an 8x10 book. And let's see here. That's 12-point font right there. I think that is 72-point font, and that's American typewriter. That's one of my favorite fonts, but I just wanted to see what the 12-point font looked like in here, so I typed that up. Put a bunch of photos in here. It's a full spread. There's another full spread right there. Just a couple more shots that I've done. A couple more. So like I said, this is a matte, like a matte paper. It's not glossy. A couple more. Or another full spread. So yeah, like I said, this is 8x10, And then I did a magazine with the same cover, but I didn't go to bleed. I cut it short, and I did that on purpose to see what it would look like. I am off, so I need to bring it up a little bit. But that's what the test is for, you know. So this is like right on the back side of the front cover right here, and this is a glossier type paper because it's a magazine. But yeah. So here's another full spread right there. And like I said, nobody's gonna see this except for you guys watching my channel. But this is just a test book, and I've got hundreds of images. Well, you know, I'm probably gonna do like 150 images or so in one of these. And I may do a couple different books, volumes or whatever. And these aren't really gonna be for sale. They're just gonna be for me. And pass these down. And I mean, obviously, if someone wants to buy a copy, I may think about selling a copy if they really like my work. But yeah, that's some of the stuff in the books that I'm doing. I think it's important to print your work because, I mean, man, look at this. Where are we going? Where do we go? Alright, just take these images for example. This is 8x10. Like, I'm using my phone to record this, but like, looking at this compared to an image on my phone or a tablet, I mean, huge difference. I enjoy looking at bigger prints a lot more than a digital version on my phone. And yeah, I just encourage people to print when they can. Even if you're printing 4x6 prints, do it. To me, it's enjoyable. What else are we gonna talk about? I can talk about this camera I picked up, Fuji X100F. I picked this up about a month and a half ago. It's pretty much my everyday camera. I like it a lot. It's got a 35mm equivalent lens. I did have the Ricoh GR, which was real pocketable, and I enjoyed that camera. Actually, I think that camera feels a little bit better in the hand, even though this is a little bit bigger. Just, I guess, the way it's designed, that Ricoh, man, it felt good in the hand. I really wish I didn't get rid of it, but I did. The Ricoh has a 28mm equivalent lens, and this is a 35. I do like the 35mm better, especially for portraits. Not better than the 50, but but for like street portraits and stuff like that, this 35mm is fine. I can do a review on this if anybody wants me to. There's plenty of reviews out on YouTube, but yeah, I enjoy shooting this thing. I take it everywhere with me. It goes down to f2. I rarely shoot at f2. I'm usually at f2.8 or higher. F2 kind of gets soft around the edges, but I don't really care. Like, it's character. I'm not one to care about sharpness. I mean, yeah, I want an image to be sharp, but I'm not one to like. I mean, I love images that aren't sharp. I shoot with a Hoga plastic camera and a plastic lens, and those have just as much, if not more, character than the sharpest lens out there, in my opinion. So, anyways, we're going on almost 20 minutes now. I don't think I've done a video this long. Mr. Holga has been telling me I need to make longer videos, so I did. So, anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. and I gladly answer any questions you have, and get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, for now, I guess I'll call it quits, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a good one.